I'm John Hinkle, the senior pastor of First Presbyterian Church in downtown Murfreesboro, and this is your Saturday preview of Sunday's sermon. I hope you're having a great morning. It's about 7 o'clock here in the sanctuary. I'm about to go over the sermon in a few minutes, but I wanted to kind of give you some highlights about what we're going to be doing in the month of October, and specifically what this sermon's about that you're about to hear. As most of you know, the last Sunday of October is Reformation Sunday. I say in my sermon, Reformation Sunday, for some people just means that John and Bobby get to wear their kilts. But the truth is, Reformation Sunday is the celebration of the Reformation, of not only Martin Luther and John Calvin, but John Knox and so many others who believed that the church needed to reform, to change, to be the church that Jesus Christ intended and that we saw and witnessed in the book of Acts. And so, ever since I arrived, what we've done in the month of October is we've talked about and focused our thoughts and our minds and our hearts on Reformed theology. Of course, you know the simple definition of theology is anytime you speak about God, think about God, ponder God, talk about God, you are a theologian. I mean, theology simply means the study of God. So if you've ever thought about God, guess what? I hate to tell you this, you too are a theologian. And so what we do in the month of October is we focus on Reformed theology, meaning how do we as the Reformed Church, as the Presbyterian Church, how do we understand who God is in our lives? So this year, this October, what I thought we would do is that we would focus on just 4 lines out of our book of confession. These are 4 of my favorite words found in the confession. And the first one we're going to talk about is, I believe. Now, if you grew up in the Presbyterian Church or any other creedal church, I believe should be very important to you. Because I believe is how we begin the Apostles' Creed. I believe. And the reality is, in our lives, there are always moments when we have to confess individually what it is I believe. I believe this. I believe that. Now, I'll be honest with you. I think sometimes, because we're talking about the greatness of God, is we get overwhelmed, almost fearful to be willing to confess anything about God. I used to think it was because, we didn't know what to confess. I think we know what to confess now. I just think we're afraid to confess it. We're not sure if our words would match the glory of God. Well, the reality is God doesn't care about how fancy our words are and if we can write these poetic lines about the majesty of God. God simply wants you to confess your love for him. God wants you to confess your need for him. This is what God's looking for in our confessions about what I believe and about what you believe. So I'm really looking forward tomorrow to kind of stir in us all this need, not only to think about God, but a need to confess what we believe about God. So I hope to see you tomorrow, and if not, I hope you watch on our YouTube channel. Say a little prayer because our production manager of our YouTube channel is taking a well-deserved weekend off. He has been with us every Sunday since we've started, making sure that you can watch on YouTube. So we've got a volunteer who's helping out, and just pray for the volunteer. So I hope to see you Sunday. If not, I hope to see you soon. And my clicker's not working today, so I got to do this.